Hey, welcome back everyone. About 2 weeks ago, I reviewed these three knives right here by Milwaukee. These are some updated models that they've come out with for the 2020 season. And today, well actually a week ago, they sent me this 5-in-1 knife right here, a folding knife right here, the Fastback. So what I'm gonna do is take it out of the package right here, which actually I've done that, and I've had a chance to really test it out. And here it is. So I'm gonna show you how this works and what I think about it. Let's get started. All right, check it out everyone. This is a Milwaukee press and flip model 48-22-1540 Fastback 5-in-1 folding knife. So I've taken it out of the package, I've used it for a while. So what I'm gonna do is show you the 5 features of this, and then I'm going to put it to the test a little bit and then tell you what I like about it, and then a couple things that I would consider making changes to. So the first feature is the knife itself. So you have that little button right there. So if you push that, there's a couple ways to open it. When you push that down, you can use your other hand to pull it open like that. But it's also called a press and flip. And this is a new knife right here. So a lot of times when you get something new, you have to break it in a little bit. So I did put a little oil so it's getting a little bit easier. But to flick it open, sometimes it takes a couple of flicks of the wrist. So once it's fully broken in, you can do it with one flick. If I try it really hard, then I can get it with one flick, like check this out. But it takes a really good snap of the wrist to make that happen. So one thing I like about this knife, I can open it and close it with one hand. The fact that there's that little groove in the knife right there, let's say I'm holding on to the ladder with that hand, I just want to lightly open it with this hand. If I press that, I can get my finger in there just enough to open it, then it locks in place. And if I want to close it, it has a liner lock right there, and I can easily close it one-handed. It's not really easy to open one hand, but you can do it if you need to, like I just showed you. One thing I noticed when you're closing it, the partially serrated blade right here, you do have to watch out for that. So I have a question for you guys. Do you like the partially serrated blades? Put your comment down below, or would you rather have one without serrations? And then the second feature of this knife, check it out, you got that bottle opener right there. And you're probably wondering if it works, right? So the bottle opener definitely works. I just don't use it very often. I need to hook the cap a little better. So the third feature is this screwdriver nut driver. This holds a 1/4 inch bit right here. Or if you just want to get a hex head, 1/4 inch hex head, you can use that to unscrew that. I'll show you real quick. And then the fourth feature is this Phillips bit right here. You can use that to unscrew like a drywall screw or something like that. And then the fifth feature, you flip that around, you have a flathead screw that comes with it. So this locks in place. It actually has a liner lock right here. So you push that to the side and it just locks in place. So there you go. That is the 5-in-1 Milwaukee knife. Now let's do a little bit of a deep dive and I'll show you some additional features. Let's take a closer look at the specs on here. So this has a 3-inch stainless steel blade. And the overall length, 7.87 inches. Has a liner lock, which I have found works really well. Some of the older model knives, the liner lock was really difficult. It wasn't protruding out far enough. But I noticed that it's working really well on all their Fastback knives. Probably about 3 or 4 months ago, I did try one of their hardline knives, and it's like the $50 knife, and that is a little bit, the liner lock on that's not out as far as they are on this right here. So if you're looking for something easy to open and close, this is gonna work well for you. So on the back right here, it has a lanyard hold, kind of like all the knives right there. Let's close them in. We'll take a look at the pocket clip. So it's a wire pocket clip, and that's meant to work a little bit easier than a regular metal clip, and it is less likely to like tear your pocket, and it appears to be reversible. So right now this is a tip down carry. I know a lot of people prefer a tip up carry, so if you want that, you can reverse it. About 5 years ago, I reviewed this knife right here. I call this a tanto knife. This one is a less exaggerated tanto, if I had to describe it, a partially serrated tanto. So on this blade right here, if I were to sharpen it, I would actually take 3 different steps. From the point to that little point right there, I go back and forth and sharpen that. So then the second part would be right up to the first tooth there, to that point there, going back and forth, and then to sharpen the serrated area, that's another step in itself. So this knife's probably going to take a little longer to sharpen just because it's a little more complex, so I just want to make you aware of that. Take a look at the handles. They seem to have a really nice grip to them. They're made of hard plastic. You have a little bit of jimping right there, very nice finger choil right there. It really holds into your hand really nice. I found this knife right here works pretty well for stripping wire. I have some 12-3 wire, and I'll show you how that works for stripping the wire. The screwdriver portion right here, it just really feels like it's part of the knife. You would think that that would just feel really odd in your hand, but it really blends well right there. So I say they definitely did a nice job with that. You really don't even notice that there's a screwdriver built into it when you're holding it. The one thing that I would change with the screwdriver part is it has a liner lock, which is really nice, and it's nice and long right here, so you have a nice long reach. And I also like that groove right there, so if you're trying to really push, like on a Phillips screwdriver, push and turn, this right here definitely helps lock in a finger or two to give you some extra leverage to really push up against it. But the liner lock on this, I would think, like most liner locks, you push it towards the left, but this one you actually have to push it towards the right. I just feel like you should push it that way to lock it, but you do it the other way. So if I can make one other change, it would be great to have a flipper on it, but I'm not sure that would add to the weight of it. But I know some people, they don't really like a flipper. They find it to be a little bit dangerous in their pocket, and some like to have a manual open. What do you guys prefer? Assisted or non-assisted? In the video description, I have a link to the Home Depot website where you can check this out and see some questions and answers to it. And there are some questions where Milwaukee has replied themselves, and they say if you have any questions, call their customer care 1-800-SAWDUST. One of the last things I noticed, the centering on there seems to be really good. I'm happy with that. So it looks like, you know, overall for $24.97, it's a well-built knife. I think it's something for your EDC, especially like a tool EDC. It's gonna be something very handy. If you're wanting to know how it cuts, I have some shrink wrap right here. I just put a 1/2-inch piece of plywood in between. So there's probably like 2 or 3 layers of shrink wrap. You see, it opens it up real nice. So what I like about this, it has a decent portion of it that's not serrated. So if you want to cut some paper or open an envelope, something like that, you can do that. There, you can just see how that cuts. This paper is really quite damp, but you can just see the initial sharpness is quite decent. So I'll probably touch this up in about a week or so. If you're interested in seeing a video of me showing you how to sharpen this, let me know. If you're looking for a quick and easy way to do a sharpening, I reviewed this item right here. This is a Work Sharp outdoor sharpener right here, just a little pocket sharpener. So you can use this side right here, the steel, for sharpening the blade, or there's a ceramic right there. So that works really well for a serrated. Then if you want to loosen or tighten anything, that has those Torx bits right there. So I'll have a link to this down below too if you want to check this out. Alright, so my goal of this video is to help you guys out. So if you're considering the purchase of this 5-in-1 knife right here, hopefully I've been able to put it to the test and show you how it works so you can see if it's right for you. If you have any questions, please put them down below. I'll be happy to respond. And if you find this video review interesting, helpful, and informative, please give it a thumbs up and help support my channel. That's it, friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time.